brown sugar, babe. I guess high up your love, I don't know how to behave.
God, that is so good. Yeah. That is so good. You are listening to, you should know, that is Brown Sugar by D'Angelo. And this is Get to the Hook. I am your co-host, Charles Latibeaudiere.
And I am your co-host, Eric Colley.
And I am really sad to say that we are beginning this episode with the really sad news of the loss of D'Angelo, who died on Tuesday morning, this past Tuesday morning in New York City after a very private battle with pancreatic cancer.
Nobody knew. I mean, like the public didn't know.
Public didn't know. I know that there were people who had worked with him in the past. They had no idea that he was going through this. It was something that he clearly kept in a very tight circle.
He was always a very private person. That was what was so weird, is to be as big a star as he was. He was very mysterious and reclusive. Only released 3 albums in 30 years.
Yeah, and only 3 original studio
3
albums. Yeah,
all masterpiece classic albums.
Absolute masterpieces. And we started the show with Brown Sugar from his debut album in '95. But even before that album came out, which I still, every now and then, I will just like listen to that start to finish. I love that album. A lot of memories. I was a young man back then. I was in my heyday. But
mid-40s back then. No.
Shut up, Eric.
But that is something that song, the first time you heard it, I remember the first time I heard that song, and you can look at the map of evolution of music, and of course everybody has their influences, what came before, but every once in a while you get an artist that you can just put a pin in and be like, this is the start of something new.
Yes.
And D'Angelo, in that moment when that song came out in that album, it was the start of the neo soul movement before it had a name, but you knew that it was different. You could hear it, and it was jazzy and funky and had a little bit of a hip hop vibe, but not really. It was its own thing. And so many artists after him sounded like that.
Yeah.
And to this day, like I said, you can go back and you're like, oh, there's where something new happened.
And this was, he was definitely one of those like catalysts for a movement. But, I can't believe when we broke the story on Tuesday morning, it's just like 51. It's just so wrong. And there's, if you haven't heard already, there's a greater tragedy in this that, his oldest son, Michael, whose mother is Angie Stone, and she passed away this year as well.
In a car crash. So, his parents were not that old.
Yeah.
And to lose both of them within a year to cancer and a car crash is a lot.
Yeah. But as the family said in a statement, they said, we want his fans to remember him through this amazing catalog, which he will live forever through that. And what an incredible musical legacy it is. We started Brown Sugar, as I said, that was his debut album. But when you talk D'Angelo, there's immediately, like there's some artists, there's a visual that comes to mind immediately. If you're listening to this as opposed to watching it on YouTube, it doesn't matter. You already have it. You know what we're talking about. Talking about the untitled "How Does It Feel" music video. The song is the song, even without the visual, would be
it's a great
absolute
song.
Classic. But this visual is just too much.
How does it feel? How does it feel?
And I was talking to one of the editors in the back about this, and he was telling me about how he was in college when that came out, and in the student common area, like BET would be on, and like that video would come on, and every girl would just stop and stare because the video is just him butt naked, super ripped. I mean, the part where it zooms in on his abs, like that's insane. But I was telling him, beyond the shock.
By the way, I heard a rumor that I didn't know about this.
The same rumor?
So you were talking to someone
was
who
happening?
Heard it in college. I talked to someone in the newsroom who was in high school when it came out, and they said that the rumor was that he was getting
oral gratification.
Yes, there was some oral gratification going on.
The end of the video, it really does look like it. He was definitely intimating it, whether he was just pantomiming it or it was actually happening. I don't know, but it definitely is implied there. But I was telling like the other editor, I'm like, once you get past sort of the titillation of the video and all that and the shock of like his body, the charisma and star power, because that whole video is one take. Yeah. It's all one shot of the camera just lingering on different parts of him. Black background, no instruments, no dancers, nothing. It's just him naked looking at you. And to be, but like I said, but beyond his build, That is star
music,
power and
yeah.
charisma that he can be captivating with literally nothing else. Just looking at you, no looking away. The camera, like there's no cuts.
I'm struggling to look away from the monitor right now. It's like it's still frozen up there. Can we change something else?
But it was a very memorable video. But like you said, I'm glad the video doesn't totally overshadow how great that song was. That is a modern soul classic. That is a song that people will be listening to for years and years and years and years to come. It's
just you're right. It's just testament to the talent that this man had in his. And when you listen to him, like if you read any interviews, and again, he was a guy who was pretty reclusive, didn't do a ton of interviews, but was always recording. You'd always hear people talking about, I talked to D'Angelo the other day. He's recording music. In fact, this year, as we now know that he was battling pancreatic cancer, there was an interview with Raphael Sadiq, I think with Rolling Stone, and he said, I talked to D'Angelo. He's got like 6 tracks. He's trying to put together an album.
Which then also makes you wonder if, obviously, he knew he was dying, or at least how bad his cancer was. I wonder if he was trying to get a final artistic statement there. That's what David Bowie did before he passed. So there may be something,
that
coming.
Just when Prince died, and immediately everyone's like, "What's in the vault? What's in the vault?" There's definitely a vault of D'Angelo.
Of course there are,
and it's just a matter of
quick sidebar. When Prince died, we're both fans. You remember D'Angelo performing "Sometimes It Snows in April" on the Tonight Show, and actually got so choked up, he had to drop out a verse of the song. He couldn't sing; he was just crying. I mean, as sad as I was to that whole moment, there's all the tributes to Prince, and I appreciated those. But the only one that really got me was D'Angelo's.
Yeah,
it was so very heartfelt, and you could tell it.
Yeah, he always said how much Prince meant to him musically, and inspired him in just how he put together his albums. He learned a lot from Prince. So, man, what a loss. By the way, I want to say, because I don't know that a lot of people know this, and I knew that he had, before D'Angelo was a huge solo in '95 when his first solo album come out, he was already a songwriter for a lot of big time artists and producer. I knew that he had co-written the song. I didn't realize until
You Will Know was a Stevie Wonder cover.
Yes.
Yeah.
Is it? I don't think so.
Or did he write?
No, I think he.
Hold on.
He co-wrote it.
This sounds like a job for the internet.
Yes, let's get on it.
But keep going.
What I said that he had co-written and produced the album. I mean the song "You Will Know," which was from the movie Jason's Lyric. It's from the soundtrack, and they put together the song. The artists for the song "You Will Know" are Black Men United, and it was this incredible chorus of every '90s R&B, almost every '90s R&B artist you can think of.
You were right. It was D'Angelo and his brother Luther wrote the song. It's about.
I didn't realize he's actually in the music video. It's
in the video.
Very brief, and he doesn't look like the D'Angelo we came to before. He didn't have the cornrows.
He was only 20.
And he was 20, maybe even 19 when they recorded this.
Filmed it. And I love '90s R&B, and you talked about it being like a who's who. The choir of people on this song. I mean, R. Kelly. Now we look back, but bear in mind this was 1994. Tevin Campbell, Aaron Hall, Brian McKnight, Boyz II Men, Tony, Silk, Keith Sweat, H-Town, Portrait, Intro, Al B. Sure, After 7, Usher, who was like 13, Stokely from Mint Condition, Joe, Gerald Levert, and Lenny Kravitz playing guitar. I love all those people. I love all those artists.
That is, really amazing. But here is just a little bit of "You Will Know."
Can we give while he's still alive, Tevin Campbell, can we just give him his flowers?
Please give that man
I love
flowers.
Tevin Campbell.
Yes, and at the beginning of the video, there's this guy, D'Angelo, just sitting at the soundboard as he's producing it. It is, man, what an amazing career.
Yeah.
From start to finish. And even before people knew who D'Angelo was, he was doing amazing things.
Right. And he's, like I said, to only have 3 albums, what a legacy he left.
Yeah, absolutely. He will be incredibly missed.
Yeah.
R.I.P.
All right.
Let's move on to. I like to call this part of the show. It's kind of a public service. All right, because you've probably heard Bad Bunny's name. Maybe you've heard people celebrating him, and maybe you've heard people besmirching him.
And some people, shockingly, don't know who he is. I don't understand that. But.
Even it's actually to that point, even the people who are happy he was selected, the reason you've heard his name so much, if you've been under a rock or on the planet Mars for the last few weeks.
I think even Mars got some
It might have gotten, that Bad Bunny is going to be performing the Super Bowl halftime show. And it has turned into a centerpiece in the culture wars about, their alternative Super Bowl halftime shows being offered up now.
There's a petition to have George Strait do it instead of Bad Bunny, which also, why is King George catching strays here? I'm sure George Strait wants nothing more than to be left out of this.
But a lot of people, some people, upset that he has been selected, and I've heard all different reasons. There's, I don't know his music. We're going to help you with that. He doesn't speak English. I can't help you with that. But
that's
but I can tell you why that's the least thing you should be worried about, and that he hates ICE, that he's made statements against the administration's immigration policy. That's true. I can't help you with that. And if you feel like that's a reason for him not to do the Super Bowl, then
to be fair, Bad Bunny is from Puerto Rico, and during one of Trump's campaign rallies, they hired a comedian, Tony Hinchcliffe, who said that Puerto Rico was a floating island of garbage. Maybe not going to endear himself to Bad Bunny.
Right. You're not going to get that guy to be on your side, as it were.
But the thing is, all the politics, we can fight over if you don't like that he speaks Spanish, if you don't know who he is, this, that, or the other. It's not about politics. It's about capitalism. Bad Bunny, whether you like him or not, whether you were familiar with him before last week or not, he is one of the biggest artists on the planet. He has sold 115 million equivalent album units. That's including all the streaming, of course. He is right now the 30th most streamed artist on Spotify with 80 million monthly listeners. For comparison's sake, Morgan Wallen has 34 million. So he has more than twice as many.
Right.
His global appeal is huge, and that's what the NFL wants, because the Super Bowl, yes, it's America's sport. It's America's biggest sports moment, but it is
they are globalizing.
International, global.
The NFL is in the middle of globalizing their product.
And Bad Bunny is huge in every country around the world. It makes perfect sense for him to be the ambassador. Even people that don't speak Spanish like his songs.
Right. So what we want to do is we can't tell you have to love Bad Bunny.
No, but you should
at least
or
hear
maybe
some of it.
Maybe you don't have a positive or negative feeling. You're just like, I've heard the name, but I don't really know who that is or what he's about. So we're going to help you with that.
This is the PSA part.
I learned some stuff for this episode. First of all, so he's one of the biggest streaming artists, one of the biggest touring artists. For Latin artists, the 10 biggest tours of all time, highest grossing, he has 3 of them. His last tour grossed $300 million. That's not the residency in Puerto Rico. That was his last world tour. He's also done acting. He was in Bullet Train with Brad Pitt. He was in Caught Stealing with Austin Butler. He was in Happy Gilmore 2 with Adam Sandler. He's hosted SNL several times and been a very beloved host of that show. He's a cultural representative for Puerto Rico at this point.
Right. Oh, by the way, you left out his wrestling career.
Oh, his wrestling career.
He loves pro wrestling.
He's a champion.
He's was
it WrestleMania 37? I
can't remember. It's outside the stadium. Yeah,
and pro wrestlers have said he is the best non-professional professional wrestler. Like it's not his main job, but of all the celebrities who do it, they're like, he is by far the best. First thing I want to get into is the name, because I've seen a lot of people I know comment, well, his name is stupid. That's a dumb name. The reason he is named that is actually pretty endearing. When he was a child, he had to go to a school function dressed in a rabbit costume.
Was it Halloween?
No, I think it was Easter, perhaps.
Okay. That
and so sense. He did not want to do this. He felt stupid. He was just old enough to be embarrassed to wear a full... It's like A Christmas Story when Ralphie has to wear the pink bunny costume. So there's a photo that surfaced online. If you're watching this on YouTube, you can see it. If not, you should Google it because it's pretty funny. So this photo came up, and he said that he was, El Conejo Malo, or Bad Bunny in Spanish. I was a bad bunny, and it was kind of a funny name, and it stuck. And he decided, I'm going to make that my stage name, because for a lot of Latin artists, they either just use their real name or maybe it's a stage name, but it's still just a normal name, like J Balvin or Raul Alejandro. Those are names.
Yeah.
I want something that stands out. I want a brand. I want a character. I want a personality. Yeah. And again, when you see Bad Bunny, whether you think it's stupid or whatever, you remember it.
Right.
If he just used his real name, Benito Antonio Martinez Ocasio, that's just Benito Ocasio.
I hate to put it this way. He'd just be another Benito.
It's just a name.
Right.
And you'd have to know more about him. But you see Bad Bunny, immediately it leaves an impression.
Right.
And the fact that it came from this school picture when he was a kid is kind of cute and kind of funny and kind of self-effacing. And I think that's part of his thing, too, is he's very charming.
He's a really charming guy.
People love him.
Even when you watch him on SNL, where you can tell like there are times where he's struggling a little bit with the English, but he's still super charming. Like,
and that too also I think is a testament to how huge he is, even just within the U.S. is that a lot of Latin artists who cross over do it with English language songs. Shakira's "Hips Don't Lie" was like her biggest crossover hit. Jennifer Lopez, Enrique Iglesias, all these artists did English language songs that became huge hits. He doesn't do that.
Yeah,
he might dip into a little English here and there, but he's never made an English language album. He doesn't cater to that. It's not his primary language, and he makes no secret of that. He brought people to him because the music's good.
Yeah.
And he first broke out.
Because all those people going to see his concerts, they don't all speak Spanish.
I'd go see him, and I don't speak Spanish.
Absolutely.
Which, oh, by the way, to any Bad Bunny fans or just Spanish speakers, I'm probably going to struggle a bit on some of these names on the song titles.
Apologies in advance.
Yeah, it is. I'm doing my best. I took 4 years of French in high school. That was a mistake. Honestly, I should have taken.
You know, I do remember at the time because I also took French in high school, and I remember people saying to me like, you know, where are you going to use the French? Like the Spanish is probably going to be more useful. And I was like, nah, don't worry about it. It's fine.
I don't remember why I took it, but his first big breakthrough in America after he'd been on SoundCloud and kind of built a name for himself, but what really was his first introduction, I think, to a lot of people in this country, was actually his only #1 hit. He was a featured artist in the summer of 2018, along with J Balvin on Cardi B's song "I Like It." And he's just a presence on that song when he comes in. I mean, and when you can hold your own against Cardi B, and you're a brand new artist, or at least an artist that's new to most people.
And by the way,
star power.
Again, if you listen to that again, the flow of it, and I don't know all the words. Although I will say, I got to give myself a little pat on the back. I'm on day like 385 straight of Duolingo. I'm trying to get my Spanish up now. Forget the French. But you don't have to know what he's mean. But the flow is still there. You can hear the flow, and it is, like you said, to hold your own on a Cardi B song is impressive.
Yeah, and then so finally after that blows up, his debut album comes out, which I had to look up what this album title meant because I had never understood it, and it's not even a Spanish thing because then you also get into like hip hop and pop music where they use numbers and things are stylized, and so in English, his debut album, it looks like X100 pre. It's like the letter X, the number 100, and then PRE, and I was always like, what? So in Spanish,
all right,
but this is
now
it's not
Da Vinci
just
Code. Here we go.
Well, do you know what it is?
I don't know.
So it's not X like the letter; it's the multiplication mathematics symbol, which in Spanish is por.
Okay.
So like times, basically.
Right.
2 times 2, like por.
Mm-hmm.
100 is cien, and then PRE. So when you put it all together, it's por siempre, which is forever in Spanish. So the album title is Forever, but it's just very stylized, and then in Spanish.
Boy,
but
there's a lot of layers.
I know, but educate yourselves, y'all.
Yeah.
We all got Google Translate. But that wouldn't help in this case. That's what usually.
Right, it wouldn't help in that case.
Yeah, if there's a Spanish song or an album that I want to know what it means, I will use Google Translate. But I'm like, what even is this? Like it's numbers and letters and.
I wouldn't know. I would just say play track 1.
But this is the hype and the industry clout that he had. Is the lead single from that was his first top 5 hit, which also people like somebody in our newsroom said you shouldn't do the halftime show if people can't name 10 songs. He's had 15 top 10 hits on the Hot 100.
Right.
Like 40 top 40s. He's got hits. His first top 5 hit as a lead artist, he got Drake to rap in Spanish. This is
I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing, but
I don't know. But having Drake on your song, especially in 2018, the year Scorpion came out, did not hurt. I didn't do the Drake part. This is the Bad Bunny part. This is his song Mia. And again, you don't have to know what he's saying. That song's a bop.
Yeah, absolutely.
I love that song.
And you're right. Like, and I remember, we're not naming names, but when it was said in the newsroom that you shouldn't have someone, you don't have to know the names of the songs.
No.
You're gonna dance along to the songs, and that's what his music is largely about.
And he's a great live performer. That's why his tours do so well. He's a charismatic, engaging performer. If it's in Spanish and you don't know it, so how many songs do I not know the words to? Because I can't understand what they're saying.
Oh,
and
lots
even
of
if
rap
I can,
songs. I don't know what they're saying.
How many rock songs?
Yeah. Rock songs too.
And anything. And then even if you do understand it, like "Smells Like Teen Spirit," a lot of people love that song. The lyrics are gibberish. It is. It's stream of consciousness. It's
right.
A mosquito, my libido. He's just rhyming words. The lyrics don't mean anything, but it doesn't matter because it's a great song.
Exactly.
It's the energy and what it's about.
Enjoy the music.
Right.
Sit back and enjoy the music and the performance.
The performance is going to be great. And again, just to break down his accomplishments, his biggest album in 2022 was Un Verano Sin Ti, which is A Summer Without You. Debuted at number 1. It is the only Spanish language album in history to be nominated for Album of the Year at the Grammys, which I was really surprised by that, actually. I would have thought somebody would have done it before him, but...
It's the first time?
And I think only.
And only?
I'm not sure about only. It's definitely the first. And that was it lost to Harry Styles' Harry House that year. But Un Verano Sin Ti is over 7 million units sold, 20 million worldwide, had 4 top 10 hits. Moscow Mule was a great song. And this song is the one that people really latched onto. This is Titi Me Pregunto.
Hey, Titi me preguntó si tengo muchas novias. Muchas novias. Hoy tengo una, mañana otra.
And I only pronounce it like that because that's how he says it in the song.
Yeah,
Titi
no,
me
I was
pregunto.
going to say props to you, Eric, because that was impressive.
I would sing along with as much as I could. And that's not, yeah, and again, I looked up what that means. It means auntie asked me. Basically, my auntie asked me about these girls I'm seeing. It's a fun song.
I think I would have been able to work that out if I saw it spelled out.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Well, this next...
My English is...
This next song is one of my favorite songs. And it's a Spanish language song, but it's not Puerto Rico. He did this song specifically to show that Spanish and Latin music is more than any one region, and it's more than any one sound. It's not just reggaeton. It's not any of these things. And this song is stylized like his Por Siempre album. So it's Un X100TO. And I was like, well, why do we keep doing
Here
this?
we go
What
again.
is this? This one I did get, though, because it's in the title. So this was with it's a Texas group. So they're American, y'all, just like Puerto Ricans.
Yeah.
Grupo Frontera had this song, 1%, or 1%. And I love the lyrics. I looked up the translation. It's a guy that's like obsessing over his ex, and his phone is down to 1% battery. And you know how you freak out when your phone's at 1%?
Yes,
I got to
indeed.
charge this. His phone's about to die, and he's looking at pictures and videos of his girlfriend on his phone before his phone dies because he just wants to see it before it's gone.
If that's not relatable.
It is so relatable. It's such a cool way. And so they're a regional Mexican group from Texas. And like there's an accordion in this song that slaps, which you don't get to say much in pop songs anymore. But this is the Bad Bunny part. He jumped on it so he's a Puerto Rican artist working with these regional Mexican artists from Texas to make this really cool song. Listen to this accordion.
Si me ven con otra en una disco, estaría perdiendo el tiempo. Baby, pa' que te miento.
That's a beautiful song.
That is, I like that one a lot.
And that was a top 5 hit also. And the music is great. And people who say, well, they don't make real music anymore. And that's a live band with real instruments.
Yes, exactly.
The lyrics that actually do mean something if you bother to look up what they mean.
He loves having, like, his band that performs with him and you can tell that that's a big part of it for him. It's part of his culture. Like, he wants to have that big band sound.
And I think that is partly why he's so beloved, particularly in the Latin community, because he is about the culture.
Yeah.
The same way like Beyonce was with her Renaissance album. And, she's like, this is about the black origins of dance music, or with Cowboy Carter about country music. It's a cultural representation that dives into the history of it. That is something that's very important to him. And I don't know why that upsets people. It's not, I don't feel like, as a very white dude from West Virginia, I don't feel like I'm disinvited from it.
And by the way,
it's not for me, but if I want to listen to it, I don't feel unwelcome.
Right. What I love is that he's saying, look, this is my culture. I'm sharing it with you. You can listen to it and enjoy it for that, or you could also just listen to it and be like, you know what, I like this song. It doesn't have to be that heavy. Yeah, it doesn't. But look, some people will say, like, I just want to turn on the halftime show and I just want to enjoy okay, turn on and enjoy the music. I don't know what to tell people. I mean,
I don't see how you couldn't enjoy it. His most recent album earlier this year, Debí tirar más fotos. And again, when you look up what it means, the title translates to I should have taken more photos. And it's about missing things in your life, whether it's like an ex or a loved one that's passed or just a time in your life that's gone, and you wish you'd taken more photos. And I think that, again, is very relatable. And it's just a good song. The title track, I love this song. It was just the initials, it was DTMF. This is the title song from that album.
Debí tirar más fotos de cuando te tuve. Debí darte más besos y abrazos las veces que pude.
And that whole album, when you listen to it, is a love letter to Puerto Rico. There's a lot of traditional music styles. And even that song, it has kind of the modern production, and it sounds like a contemporary song. But then the very end of it, the back half, the chorus just becomes all traditional, regional Puerto Rican folk music.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a lot of percussion and like guitars and things, and it's cool. It's cool musicianship.
You can
I don't
just
know. I
enjoy
like
the
it.
music, and you know what? Look, if you're going to be one of the people who's just doesn't think he should do it, that's fine. But I guess all we're saying is at least.
But why?
But
Like, if
listen
you
to
have
the,
political
at least
differences,
listen to the music,
but certainly like
and then make your decision.
success-wise, performance-wise, hits-wise, all that. Every measuring stick of a Super Bowl halftime show,
It's there.
he's already done it. He was a guest
That's
at
right.
J-Lo and Shakira's Super
Right.
Bowl. So he's in good with those guys. He is a global draw. He has a huge audience. A lot of people like him. It's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay.
It's gonna be
to-
okay. And by the way, it's like 12 minutes out of your life.
Yeah.
it's here and then it's
Yeah.
gone. But
Well, you know, some people are very upset.
I would
Like
encourage
said,
people
there's-
to learn about the music, and then if you decide you don't like the music, look, maybe
You don't like it, you
the
don't like it.
music.
That's
if you don't
fine.
like it, you don't like it. But say you don't want it, you don't want to watch it because you don't like the music.
Yeah.
If that's your point, then
But it's a lot about politics. That's why George Strait got roped into it. And somebody else, Speaker
God.
of the House Mike Johnson, had his own alternative for a halftime show. He said instead of Bad Bunny, he nominated Lee Greenwood to do it. Lee Greenwood, most famous for this 1984 classic song, God
Most
Bless
famous?
the USA.
And I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free.
Yes, I say most famous. And so, you know what? Whatever politics. I like to be fair.
I was going to say only famous, and it's not a knock. It is an incredible song. It is his legacy, and more power to him.
Every time there's a Republican in office, or a time there's a national tragedy, or something like during the Gulf War, it got dusted off.
Right.
During after September 11th, it hit the top 20 for the first time. But I always like to be fair, and to Lee Greenwood's credit, a lot of people. I mean, obviously, by far, that's his most iconic song. I mean, it's not even close.
You're going to tell us there's some other Lee Greenwood?
Yes. The
did not
same
know
way
that.
people who don't listen to Latin music don't realize how big Bad Bunny is. If you don't listen to country, especially back in the 1980s, Lee Greenwood had 7 #1 country hits, over a dozen top 10 singles, and actually,
Okay.
God Bless the USA only hit number 7 on the country charts. It wasn't even one of his #1 hits. He had a really good country career through the 80s.
I was one of those people who did not listen to country in the 80s, and
Okay.
slightly more in the 90s. And
Oh,
I lived in Arizona.
listen to some Garth Brooks and Brooks and Dunn.
I did.
Little John Michael Montgomery.
I lived in Arizona. I don't know what to tell you.
Some Trisha Yearwood.
So that's good to know. I
Lee
did not
Greenwood
know
had
that
a
about
really
Mr.
good career.
Greenwood.
That song just sort of eclipsed everything else. He played it for Ronald Reagan. He played it for George H.W. Bush. He played it for George W. Bush. Like I said, and after September 11th, it was one of the songs people gravitated to. It's a song that spikes every 4th of July. It's a song that has resonated for 40 years now.
Yeah.
So I give the man his due on that. No, he's not a good Super Bowl halftime.
No,
if you
wouldn't
want to
be.
have him, if you wanted to have him perform that song after the national anthem at the beginning of the show, okay.
Yeah.
That would make sense.
That's where that
But
tempo
Lee
of a
Greenwood's
song
in his
belongs.
80s now. He's not going to do a 12-minute version of this song. I hope not.
Oh, I'm sure he could.
Ugh.
But
no,
yeah, that's not
no.
for the halftime show. It is a good ceremonial pregame type of song.
Yeah. So, you know what? In the spirit of bipartisanship, Mike Johnson, I'll compromise with you. I will say maybe he could perform it before the Super Bowl. but no, he's not getting the halftime. That is Bad Bunny's halftime.
But you have to watch Bad Bunny at halftime, Mike Johnson. Do we have a deal, speaker?
There you go. See, that was we could have kept the government funded.
You know what? See, that's all it takes. Just sit him in a podcast studio and until we work it out.
Just, a little Lee Greenwood, a little Bad Bunny, we'll meet in the middle.
Let's leave it there. That is going to do it for this episode of Get to the Hook. Learn your Bad Bunny,
Yeah.
and RIP to D'Angelo.
Yes.
Play some D'Angelo today and enjoy the music.